Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have some nice token Druid games for you. I hit Legend with this deck and you will see most of the games I've played to reach Legend from rank 3 on. So here we go. I have a great opening hand here. I got Innovate, Maya Keeper and Nourish, which is really the MVP in this deck, especially against control matchups. And since the opponent is a warrior, I'm assuming that he's probably a control deck. So he starts armoring up. It's not really happening that much. So I innovate and coin the Nourish just for mana crystals. I think it's a little bit of a rookie mistake of this deck, drawing cards too often. Most of the time you actually really want to get these mana crystals, especially because you can also use the mana crystals in the same turn. Sometimes that allows you to make a very important hero power or a Wrath or something like that, or maybe even another Wild Growth for even more mana. Everything is possible. So usually at least the first Nourish you definitely want to go for mana crystals with this deck. So the opponent still doesn't do anything, and yeah, I decide to use my second Nourish and draw cards here.
Job done.
Alternative play was for me Maya Keeper, again going for mana, because this deck is really shines with all the late game cards like Scenarios and Yogg.
The land serves me.
So Fendril wasn't really an option. Fendril is an insane card, especially against control warriors. You want to keep him to really have insanely powerful effects. That's why Fendril Living Roots was not the play there. Since I draw so many cards and I have all my late game threats almost already except for Onyxia, I'm just using the Maya Keeper to get more mana and the next Maya Keeper to get some minions on the board and bait his removals, or maybe see if he has an axe or something. Last turn he played Bash, so that means there is no axe. No problem. Now I learned that he's probably Zoth warrior because he plays a Death Rattle card. So considering all my options here, I decide that this is a very powerful turn for Fendril, because I have so many combo cards in my hand that I can play. If I knew that I would exactly draw Emperor Thorson, I would probably even save the Fendril, because together with that card it's even more powerful. But I get still a very nice play here, and I'm kinda trying to bait the first brawl here, and definitely killing the 2/2 to give him no easy option to kill the Fendril. But anyway, so I assume that he's going to brawl here, which he actually doesn't. He has revenge 2 times, which is quite good against my board. Especially also with the Ghoul, but Fendril lives, so that's pretty insane. That allows me to immediately refill the board again. Get some freaking huge scenarios play here. And I'm not damaging them, because the Ghoul doesn't really do anything against the 4/4 taunts. So I'm still assuming he brawls here, but yeah, obviously he doesn't have it. So he's finally killing Fendril. And trying to draw into answers. I still have so much late game power in the deck. I got Azure Drake and Yogg, and can buff my minions even further. And I'm also actually very close to lethal here already, because my board is just so powerful. I decide to not further damage my minions here. Basically because I know I have Brawl, I know that he doesn't have Brawl, so I will kill him next turn anyways. The opponent is completely out of cards. You basically just have to manage the win then when your opponent doesn't have cards left over. So you use the mulch to deal with Ramash and hit him in the face. Obviously I was hoping to draw into lethal with the Azure Drake, but yeah, it was not possible. I was 1 damage off. So he plays Yogg-Saron here, which is quite interesting and unexpected, and works out quite good for him actually. Lots of secrets. And dealing pretty efficiently on my board. At this moment I'm like, okay, if there's no explosive trap and freezing trap, I win anyways. And okay, ice block. So I'm basically looking for a spell here to kill him. Sadly I don't get a spell for direct damage. So I pick up the Naturalize because that's the only card here that doesn't do anything. And now I hit the face in order to kill him. Sadly he has the ice barrier, so it was the right play to go for the spell, but sadly I didn't get the spell to kill him. So, and also the explosive trap, which means my board is dying here. And he's back in the game actually. So Yogg turned the game for him. But I still have many threats left, and we'll obviously continue playing.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Time waits for no one. For the wild.
The Dark Trap is also very unfortunate because it hits the scenarios here.
Time waits for no one.
Sadly, he has a pretty efficient way to deal with Emperor Thorsten here with the Shield Slam, so he's really back in the game. But the good news is I still have my Yogg-Saron, so praise Yogg. Some very random effects here. What can you do? It's Yogg. Now I'm thinking if I should play the 3-2 here, and I think I decided not to because I have the Violet Teacher next time I'm planning to flood the board with yeah, many minions. Insanely here gets the what's the card's name? The 7/8 that gives you another card basically. I don't know the name right now. Use the weapon. Okay. So anyways, I'm filling my board here right now with Violet Teacher and a ton of spells. And because he has like the potential to buff everything, or to buff his minion, I'm definitely using the Naturalize here to deal with his minion. To be honest, I should have played maybe only one Violet Teacher, because that would already generate a very strong board. But yeah, I played them both.
I am ready to learn.
Job's done.
Now he basically needs another brawl.
Let the pain speak to me.
Which he doesn't have, and he's losing. Very nice control versus control game, Yogg against Yogg.
Malfurion versus Rexar.
Okay, this time I'm playing a Hunter.
Begin.
I must protect.
And again I got the Wild Growth, which is pretty good. Especially because I also get 2 4-drops here, which I can choose from. Usually Fandral though is much better in the late game, so you don't really want to play Fandral often on turn 4 or respectively 3 when you use the Wild Growth. But the Maya Keeper is definitely a very, very good option.
My greeting.
And now I even drew the Emperor Thorson, so my line of play here is obviously Wild Growth into Maya Keeper, into Emperor Thorson.
King's Traveler.
And that's pretty crazy.
It's
My
getting
greeting.
hot in here. The land serves
Definitely
me.
going here for the Mana Crystal. Because I want to play the obvious Emperor Thorson.
To my
He
side.
doesn't have the bow, which is really good for me. And now he has to trade his huge toad into my 3/3. It's quite alright. And yeah, I'm definitely playing the Emperor Thorson here because I want the discounts. That allows me to play Fandral Nourish next turn, which is really crazy. He decides to go for only face. So I know, I think he's using a kill command on my Emperor Thorson. Not quite sure. Let's see. Yeah, there's the kill command. He probably should have used that onto face. So I'm checking my options here. Like, it's basically the decision if I want to go Fandral and Feral Rage, or just the Ancient of War to get a huge taunt. These are the options. And I decide that I'm very vulnerable
For the wild.
to Deadly Shot, so that's why I'm going just to take the life here. And obviously kill his beast. He now again has another high priority target to kill with Fandral, which is really dangerous to be left up. So he has to trade minions now into it, which is really good for me, and I gained 2 health in the end. So now I'm playing the taunt and gain even more health. Oh, I'm really hoping that he doesn't have the deadly shot. It turns out there is no deadly shot. So, looking really good for me here.
Pay attention, class.
Trying to produce a huge board against all these minions here. I get a Wrath for more card draw.
I'm ready to learn.
And I'm able to clear the board,
For the wild.
which I don't do. Sorry, I don't remember quite all my
I'm ready to
moves.
learn.
I recorded these games and I'm doing the commentary afterwards. I think it really matters here if I clear the board or not. Might be even bad to just take the extra 2 damage
The light protects
and
me.
using the hero power to kill his flame juggler, because his hand might be like quick shot and kill command, something like that. So he's making a mistake here. He could have first played Unleash the Hounds and then the Argent Squire to get 1 more hound. But well, and he's not using the hounds anyway, so not sure what he was thinking here.
I am ready to learn.
So I'm drawing. And I get the swipe, which is pretty awesome, obviously. And then I decide to buff all my minions. And might be lethal already. No, it's not lethal.
I shall do as you say. I shall do as you say.
Ah, it is lethal actually.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah, with a hero power.
For the wild. Well played.
And well played.